What was the hardest time you've had to hold back tears? When I found out what Smurf Day was. In college, I had this economics professor everyone called Mr. Smurf behind his back. Dude always wore these bright blue ties and had this weird obsession with blue pens, blue folders, blue coffee mugs, everything blue. Students would joke about it constantly. I thought it was just some quirky teacher thing until my roommate Alfredo asked if I'd heard about Smurf Day. I had no idea what he meant. He said it happened every semester on some random Tuesday where Professor Williams would just cancel class and tell everyone to go home early. Most students loved it because free day off, but some thought it was unprofessional. I'd been in his class for 3 months and hadn't experienced it yet. Then it happened. Middle of October, Professor Williams walks in looking completely drained. He sets down his blue briefcase, stares at us for like 30 seconds, then says, "Class is canceled today. Please use this time to call someone you love." Everyone started packing up excited for the free time, but something about his voice made me stay behind. He was just sitting there, staring at his desk, holding this small blue toy car. That's when I found out the real story from Esmeralda, the teaching assistant who'd worked with him for 2 years. Years ago, Professor Williams had a 7-year-old son named Evander, who was absolutely obsessed with the Smurfs. This kid would only wear blue clothes, only eat off blue plates, only use blue crayons, the whole thing. He had every Smurf episode memorized. One day in 2nd grade, Evander's teacher announced they were having a show and tell where kids could bring their heroes to class. Evander got so excited and begged his dad to come dressed as Papa Smurf because, "You're the smartest like Papa Smurf, Daddy." Professor Williams was mortified. He was this serious academic guy, published researcher, respected in his field. The thought of showing up to an elementary school in a blue costume made him cringe. But Evander kept asking every single day for weeks, drew pictures of his dad as Papa Smurf, told his classmates his daddy was going to be the real Papa Smurf, even started a countdown calendar. Finally, Professor Williams gave in. He ordered a full Papa Smurf costume online. White beard, blue hat, everything. Felt absolutely ridiculous, but couldn't disappoint his son. Show and tell day arrives, and he walks into that classroom fully committed to the bit. Evander's face just lit up like Christmas morning. He ran up and hugged his dad's legs, shouting, "I told you guys my daddy was Papa Smurf." The other kids were amazed. Evander spent 20 minutes telling everyone how his dad was the wisest Smurf who helped solve everyone's problems. Professor Williams played along, even did the voice and everything. Evander was so proud that day, kept telling his dad it was the best day ever, that he was the coolest dad in the world, that he wanted to be just like Papa Smurf when he grew up. 2 weeks later, Evander was walking home from school when a drunk driver ran a red light. He died instantly. After the funeral, Professor Williams couldn't bring himself to throw away the Papa Smurf costume. He started wearing blue ties to work instead, then blue everything else. Said it made him feel closer to Evander somehow. Every year on that show and tell anniversary, the last day he got to see his son truly happy. He dresses as Papa Smurf and spends the entire day at Evander's grave instead of teaching. He reads Smurf stories out loud, brings blue flowers, talks about his day like Evander's still listening. The students started calling it Smurf Day without knowing why he canceled class. They just thought he was being eccentric. Esmeralda told me he keeps that blue toy car on his desk because it was Evander's favorite. Said sometimes she catches him talking to it during office hours when he thinks no one's around. When I learned this, everything clicked. Why he wore blue every single day. Why he always seemed a little sad despite being a good teacher. Why he told us to call someone we love. He wasn't just being a quirky professor. He was keeping his promise to always be Papa Smurf for his son, even though Evander couldn't see it anymore. I sat in that empty classroom for an hour after Esmeralda told me, just staring at that little blue car on his desk. Never called him Mr. Smurf again.